Hello dear students, again in session number 3. In this session we are going to revise the past perfect continuous and the past perfect by applying them, and we are going to answer the grammar booklet or the booklet. So I want you all to bring your booklets with you. I'm waiting for you. Please bring your booklets. Okay, open the first page. You will find unit 4. So here you are going to find unit 4 at the top and the lesson 1, which is grammar. As I told you that because some of you asked me what about the vocabulary. I told you at the beginning of session 1 that we had taken before that we are going to deal with grammar only in units 4, 5 and 6 and not all the grammar, some of them. And starting from unit 7 we are going to deal with the vocabulary in addition to the grammar, because I found that these grammar items are very important. So let's revise the past perfect continuous. We said that the past perfect continuous, it's an action that was in progress for some time, which is a long time in the past, before another past action interrupted it. As I told you, it's an action that happened in the past and it took a long time, and then another action interrupted it. They had been driving for hours when they finally reached the town. So they had been driving for hours and then they stopped something. What happened? They reached the town. Number B, it's an action that was in progress in the past which affected a later action or state. What's the meaning of this? It means that the two actions happened in the past. The first one affected the other. It has its effect on the other action. Like it had been snowing all night, which means that it was snowing all night. So what is the effect? So what happened? The mountains, of course, were completely white. Why? Because it had been snowing all night. We also said that how do we form the past perfect continuous? Past perfect means I'm going to put had plus been, and the continuous means I'm going to put the verb plus ing. So the form of the past perfect continuous will be had been plus the verb plus ing. Let's revise the affirmative. We said that the affirmative is formed by had plus been plus the verb plus ing, like I had been walking. And what about the apostrophe D? So if I want to use the short form of had, I'm going to cross the H and the A and I'm going to write the apostrophe D. The negative, it has two ways, either to write I hadn't, or I can write had not. So the negative will be I hadn't or I had not been walking. For the question, I start with had and then I put the subject and then I put been and then the verb plus ing. For the short answers, I will say yes I had or no I hadn't. As I told you, there are sometimes expressions when I say all night, all day, all week, since 2 o'clock, since yesterday, for years, for a long time, at a time. Very good. Okay. So, now we will move to page number 4. I want you to open page 4. Okay, question 1. Complete the story about brothers who reconnected after many years. Use the past perfect progressive form. The progressive here is equal to the, so the progressive here is equal to the continuous. So the progressive is equal to the continuous. It's the same. So to make it easy, we are going to say progressive or continuous. It's the same. So the story here is about two brothers. These two brothers were reconnected. To connect, it means to be together. It means to be brought up together. But what happened to these two brothers? Okay, they were separated. Everyone lived alone with another family or another person. Okay, their names are Mark and Peter. Mark and Peter. So they were brothers. Their parents could not take care of them. One family adopted Mark and another family adopted Peter. It means that a family, okay, they brought who? Two brothers. One of them is Mark and the other one is Peter. But because they were very poor, we don't know, okay? So they gave their children to two families. So one family took Mark to bring them up, and another family took Peter to bring them up. So they were separated. So they ask you here to write the missing parts by using what? The past perfect progressive, or the past perfect continuous. Perfect. So Mark and Peter had been dreaming of finding each other since 2005. So since 2005 they had been dreaming to find each other. They were longing to see each other. They are brothers. When they finally met, they were surprised by how much they had in common. So they were separated, but as brothers, they had many things the same. For most of their adult lives, their jobs had been related, even though they had space not work in the same business. So now we have not work. So what is the answer going to be here? Okay, it's going to be had, right? So the had is written. I'm going to write had not were been, very good. Hadn't been worked. Can I put worked? No, very good. I'm going to say working. Perfect. So this is the answer. This is the answer. Very good. This is the answer, and I'm going to write it in red. I'm going to write it in red. So this exercise will be homework. I did the first one is done for you. The second one I did it for you. Okay, so the rest of the exercise will be homework. So this one is going to be it's going to be the homework for you. So the homework now is page 4. Okay, so let's see the rest. Let's move to page Page 5, exercise 2. Okay, put the verbs into the correct form, and the same, I want the past perfect progressive. We said, what's the meaning of progressive? Yes, perfect. Progressive means continuous. So this means that all the sentences here, we are going to put the past perfect continuous. So we sleep for 12 hours when he woke us up. Do you think that the duration of 12 hours is a long duration or a short duration? 12 hours. Perfect. So 12 hours here, okay, it's a long duration. It's a long duration. So are we going to say we slept? No. Very good. We are going to say, okay, we are going to say we had been sleeping. Very good. We had been sleeping. Excellent. We are going to say we had been sleeping. And the rest of the sentence, I think they will be very easy. Okay, let's move to page 6. Let's move to page 6. Page 6 here is giving you the past perfect simple and the past perfect continuous. Okay, so leave these now, and we are going to move to the past perfect simple like I did yesterday. So what did I say about the past perfect? We formed the past perfect with had and the past participle. With had and the past participle. As I told you, when I say see, this is the infinitive, so this is the past, and the past participle, this is the PP, it will be seen. And the short form of had is id, or the apostrophe D. Like, I had gone to bed by midnight. The id left by noon. Okay, so in the negative sentence, I'll put not after had. So the short form will be hadn't. For example, she had not locked the door, or she hadn't come back. In short answers, okay, I say, had Harold arrived? Yes, he had. Or no, he hadn't. When do we use the past perfect? We say we use it to talk about an action that happened before a specific time in the past. So it happened before a specific time in the past. It was 6:30 and my dad had left the office. So this is the specific time or the fixed time or the main time that happened. And what happened? My dad had left the office. It means that he had left the office before it was 6:30. Or an action that happened before another action in the past, we use the past perfect for the actions that happened first and the past simple for the action that happened after that. For example, we had tidied our rooms by the time mom came home from work. So do you remember by the time that the sisters? Okay, what is the second sister of by? Think. After? No. As soon as? No. By, you remember the letter B? Yes, it's before. Perfect. So if I put by the time or by 10 o'clock or by whatever time, I'm going to use it with also before. So if they came in the middle, I put the first action before it, and after by the time, I put the second action. For example, we had tidied our rooms. My mom came home from work. So which action took longer time? Sorry, not longer time. It happened first. We had tidied our room. This happened first. And what happened second? Mom came home from work. Time expressions, as I told you, after, and its sister is as soon as. By the time, and its sister is before. And we have when. For example, here, after. Do you remember what did I say about after? What did I say about after? Perfect. We said that after I put the first action. Very good. And the second part I put the second action, which is the past simple. Let's move to page 7. Let's move to page 7. This is an illustration again. After and as soon as. After, I put the past perfect or the first action and then the second action. If after or as soon as are in the middle, I put after them all the time the first action, which is the past perfect, and before them I put the past simple. Here is as soon as past perfect, past simple. As soon as in the middle, before it past simple, and after it past perfect. Very good. Let's move to before and by the time. Before, I put the first action, which is the past simple after it, and the past perfect or the first action after that. And if before or by the time is in the middle, I put before it the past perfect and after it the past simple. To make it easy for you, you can say that after before and the by the time, I put always the past simple. And by the time, it's the same here. With when, I said after when, I use the past simple. Okay. Rewrite the sentences using the words in brackets, okay? And this will be a classwork now. So we are going to answer it now. So this is now a classwork. This is a classwork. We are going to answer it now. Rewrite the sentences using the words in brackets. The archaeologist finished looking at the artifact and then the explorer arrived. What is written between two brackets here? It's written after. This means that after here is one of the keywords of the, yes, the past perfect. Do you remember what do we put after? Yes, the first action. So you have two choices here. To start with after, okay, or put it in the middle. So for me, okay, both answers are correct. What am I going to do? I'm going to start with after. So I'm going to say after, okay, and wait. I'm going to say after and wait. So, after, okay, the archaeologist finished looking at the artifact and then the explorer arrived. Which action is longer, the archaeologist who finished looking at the artifact or the explorer arrived? Okay, yes, so finishing looking, at the artifact took the long time, okay, or this is the first action, and then the explorer arrived, this is the second action. So I will write after the archaeologist archaeologist finished, okay, are we going to write finished? No, after the archaeologist had finished looking at the artifact, what happened? I'm going to put comma. What happened? The explorer came, and then I put, okay, it's not came, it's arrived. Yes, it's the same meaning. So it's arrived. Very good. The explorer arrived, and we put the full stop. Second part, I got home and remembered I left my sketches at school. Okay, which action is the first action? Okay, so is it going home or leaving the sketches at school? Yes, so left the sketches, this is the first action, and got home, this is the second action. So do you remember what do we put after when? Yes, I put the past simple, and before it I put the past perfect. So what is the answer here? Let's see. I will say now, I'm going to write it in red also. Okay, so I'm going to say I had left my sketches at school. You're going to write it when I got home. So I left my sketches at home when I got home. Full stop. Okay, the historian sat at his desk and then heard a strange noise. So the action of sitting is longer than the action of hearing the strange noise. What is you are asked to do here? To put after. Okay, in the first example I put after at the beginning. Now I'm going to put it in the middle, and both are correct. So we said that after all the time I put the past perfect, and before it I put the past simple. So what is the first action? Sitting at the desk, and the second action hearing the strange noise. Okay, so we are going to write the historian. We're going to write the, okay, I'm going to write it in red again. So the historian heard a strange noise after he had sit at his desk. Okay, so, and if I want to put after at the beginning, I'll say after the historian had sit at his desk, comma, what happened? He heard a strange noise. Okay, the fourth example, my dad cleared away the leaves on the grass and discovered an ancient pot. So do you think what is the first action? Clearing away, it means cleaning or putting them away or aside. So do you think the action of clearing away the leaves or putting them aside on the grass, it happened first or discovering the ancient pot? Yes, of course. This is the first action, clearing away the leaves on the grass, and the second action is discovering the ancient pot. So this is the first action and this is the second action. What am I going to put here? Before. As I told you, we can put before at the beginning or in the middle. We said after before I put the second action or the first action. Yes, I put the second action, which is discovering the ancient pot. So let's write here, after, I'm going to write after okay, I'm going to write it in red. After my dad discovered the ancient pot, what happened, comma, he had cleared away the leaves, okay, on the grass. Very good. So after, how after? Sorry. So it's before. It's what? Before. So before my dad discovered the ancient pot, what happened? He had cleared away the leaves. So this action happened first and this action happened next. And if I want to put before in the middle, I will say my dad had discovered, my dad had cleared away the leaves on the grass before he discovered the ancient pot. Okay, the last example, the film started before we arrived at the cinema. As soon as. Okay, I'll give you seconds to think about it. Okay, I'm going to write the answer down and see if you are correct or not, and then check. So do it on your own now while I'm writing it. So don't look at my answer, do yours. So don't look, I can see that you are looking. So I'm writing my own answer. I am waiting for you to answer it in your books. Have you finished? I have finished. I'm the winner. Okay, so let's see. Now, let's see what are we going to write. The film started before we arrived at the cinema. Do you remember what did we say about before? That the second action happened, happens before it, and the main action or the first action happens before it, and the second action happens after it. So the film started before we arrived at the cinema. So do you think that the film started first or we arrived at the cinema? Yes, very good. The film started first and then we arrived. So as soon as what comes after as soon as? Yes, the first action, which is the film started. So I'll say as soon as the film had started, comma, we arrived at the cinema. Okay. Now, let's move to page 9. Okay, I'm not going to answer all page 9. I'll answer some of them. Okay, and for Thursday we are going to continue the rest. Okay, so with me please, rewrite the following sentences using the words in brackets. Using the words in brackets. Okay, so the store, the house that they had built. The store, space, the house that they had built. Okay, there is something missing here. I want you to write destroy. Had destroy. Okay, had, put a dash here and write destroy. Put a dash here and write destroy. So the store, space, the house that they had built, and they ask you to write had destroy. Okay, so we are going to say the store, what am I going to say? Had destroyed. Had destroyed. Had destroyed the house. Had destroyed the house. Okay, had destroyed the house. So the store had destroyed the house. Number 2, the children, space, the blackboard they had used to do the mathematic exercise. The same here, we are going to put a dash and write the verb break. And write the word break. So the children, space, the blackboard they had used to do the mathematics exercise. So we are going to write here what had and break. We are going to write had, break, broke, broken. Very good. So we have broken. Had broken. Very good. Had broken. Okay, so the third one. When she went out to play, she spaced her homework. She spaced her homework. So we are going to write here, we are going to put a dash and put do. And put do. So in the first three examples we are going to add destroy, we are going to add break, and here we are going to add do. So when she went out to play, she, yes, she had already do, did, done. She had already done her homework. Very good. Number 4, so she spaced all of the food that we had made. So what are you asked to write here? Eaten. I'm going to write eaten alone, or I'm going to add something to it? Very good. I'm going to write had eaten. I'm going to write what? Had eaten. Very good. I'm going to write had eaten. She took off the jacket he space before. He took off the jacket that he space before. So we are asked to put had put on. Do you think that the time of wearing the jacket is a long time or a short time? It's okay, yes, it's a long time. I think he took off the jacket he spaced before. So we have two answers we can write. Both are correct. We can say had been putting on, and we can say had put on. Okay, this time I'm going to use had been putting on. As I told you, both answers are correct. Both answers are correct. If I said had been putting on or had put on. I spaced to get tickets for that play 4 months before my friend finally got them. Before my friend finally got them. So I'm going to say what? I spaced to get tickets for that play 4 months. Okay, before 4 months before my friend finally got them. Okay, we can say I spaced to get tickets for that play 4 months. I can say, but here I can say had been trying. But here they ask you to put tried. So are you going to put tried with been or with the past perfect, which is had. Yes, here, if it was trying here, I was going to put had been trying. But here they ask you to write what? Yes, they ask you to write had tried. So we are going to use the past perfect here. We are going to put the past perfect here. So when I arrived at the theater, my friend spaced the tickets. My friend spaced the tickets. Yes, when I arrived at the theater, and we have already picked. So already and picked, okay? Already I'm going to say had. Who can help me? Had, yes, already picked. Because if I have picking, I'm going to use been. But here I have picked. Yes, had already picked. Okay, number 8. He was really angry because he spaced for more than half an hour when I arrived. And what are you asked to put? Been waiting. So this is the past perfect continuous. I'm going to say had been waiting. Had been waiting. Very good. So I'm going to use had been waiting. Okay, let's move to number 9. Okay, let's move to number 9 now. When the play started, I spaced to my friend. I spaced to my friend. And you have already and apologized. Apologize means to say sorry to somebody because you did something wrong. So when the play started, I had, yes, already apologized. Yes, had already apologized. Had already apologized. Very good. So the next one, number 10. We space the play when the lights went off. And we have been watching. So what is the answer? Yes, we had been watching. We had been watching. We had been watching. And this is in red. Okay, so there were 40 people at the party, but my cousin spaced 15 only. And we have had invite. So, yes, had invite. So I'm going to write had invited. Very good. Had invited. Had invited. My cousin had invited. Okay. Number 12. Space before you got there. They leave had. So here I'm going to write, it's a question or a sentence, an affirmative sentence? Yes, because there is a question mark, I'm going to say, had they left? Had they left? Do you remember when I say that had I left? This is the, yes, the first action, leaving, yes, before you got there. Adam didn't want to speak to Katie because she spaced to him, hadn't apologized. So I'm going to write hadn't. It's very easy. Hadn't apologized. Hadn't apologized. So the answer here is hadn't apologized. Number 14, Mandy, okay, a horse before. So hadn't and ride, okay. So what is the PP of ride? It's ride, rod, ridden. So I'm going to say Mandy hadn't ridden. How do I write ridden? R-I-D-D-E-N. Hadn't ridden. Hadn't ridden. Very good. Hadn't ridden. Meghan Carl, number 15, Meghan Carl felt sick because they spaced 3 boxes of chocolate. 3 boxes of chocolate. Wow, this is a big amount. So we are going to write had eat. Yes, so we are going to say had eaten. Had eaten. He wasn't feeling well because she hadn't taken his medicine. We have the ing, so we are going to write the past perfect continuous here, the ing. So I am going to write hadn't been, yes, taking. Hadn't been taking. Hadn't been taking. Okay. Number 17. Okay, number 17. How long there when she lost her job? She been working. So what is the space we are going to write? What are we going to write on the space? Yes, how long? It's a question. It's a question. So we are going to say had been working. Had been working. How long had he been working? Very good. Okay, number 18. We spaced for a long time when the car broke down. Yes, hadn't driving. So we are going to say hadn't been driving. Very good. Hadn't been driving. So somehow the keyword will help you. If you found any problem, the keyword will help you. So sometimes you are, am I going to use the present perfect or the present perfect continuous? So mainly the word between brackets will help you. So Liz's eyes were sore because she spaced computer game for hours. Sore, it means her eyes hurt. Okay, because she computer games had playing ing. So I write had been playing. Perfect. Had been playing. And this happened for a very long time in the past. The road were blocked. So I want you here to cross where and write was. Cross where and write was. So the road was blocked because it spaced all night. So we have had snowing. So I'm going to write had been snowing. Very good. Had been snowing. If you looked at page 10, you will find another exercise, so we will not take it today. Thank you very much for following me. Please, I want you daily to revise, and as I told you that the homework for today is what? They are pages 4 and 5, the booklet, pages 4 and 5. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.